Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Caribbean Unspoken, a space for Caribbean culture, shared stories, and honest conversations. Here we honor where we come from, gently unpacking the experience that shape us as Caribbean women and men. Today, we're talking about family living arrangements, especially in Caribbean households. Some of this will be from my experience, and I know that everyone can, well, not everyone, but there will be viewers who can resonate with this and some who can empathize. Okay? And for Caribbean migrant people, it's not a matter of choice having to live under one roof with extended family for longer periods of time. It's actually a necessity. Sometimes it's rooted in survival, sacrifice, and collective responsibility. When families migrate, they arrive with limited resources, unfamiliar systems, and the goal of making it work. Pooling money, sharing space, and leaning on each other becomes a foundation, sometimes for longer than necessary. And in many ways, it does work, at least at the beginning. Okay? At least at the beginning. What often goes unspoken is what happens when temporary becomes long-term. Your privacy becomes limited, independence becomes delayed, emotional and physical space feels scarce. Let me tell you, okay? For children and young adults growing up in these environments, it can feel confusing. Gratitude and frustration coexist, love and resentment sit side by side. We all know you might love your family, but sometimes you feel suffocated. You may understand the sacrifices while also feeling stuck. And those feelings don't make you ungrateful. They actually make you human. In Caribbean culture, especially, there's often pressure to endure silently, to be patient, to wait your turn. Don't complain. But silence doesn't always erase emotional weight. It just delays it. Okay? It delays that ish. If you develop resentment towards your family or your parents because of your living arrangements, it's important to know this. I've made a list. Resentment does not define your relationship forever. Resentment is often a sign of unmet needs such as privacy, autonomy, rest, emotional safety, not lack of love. With intention, reflection, and boundaries, those things can soften over time. Healing doesn't require blame. It requires honesty. But first, with yourself. Many people who eventually gain independence look back and realize that what was once feeling unbearable becomes a chapter and not their whole story. Okay, so there is light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, folks? If you're experiencing this right now, open and honest, respectful conversation can make the situation more bearable until change becomes possible. That doesn't mean confrontation. It means communication. Sharing how you're feeling without accusation can help your family understand emotional experience, not just your physical presence. If you're underage or don't feel comfortable advocating for yourself, consider talking to a parent or trusted adult about how you're feeling about this whole living situation. Talk about how it's affecting you emotionally. Parents sometimes are focused so deeply on survival that they don't see the emotional impact unfolding quietly in front of them. If there are multiple families living together, conversations around planning can be powerful. Plans to talk about discussing your timelines, pooling resources together to get a shared home or like a property, buy a house or something. And maybe even a plan to separate at some point. But having a plan is a necessity and it can bring a sense of relief. Uncertainty often causes more stress on oneself as opposed to relief, right? Naturally. Caribbean family living arrangements are rooted in love, resilience, and collective care. But they also require communication, flexibility, and evolution. You can honor your family sacrifices and acknowledge your need for space. At the same time, both can exist. If you're healing from this experience, know that time, understanding, and intention can transform resentment into compassion without erasing your truth. And if you're still in it, just know that you're not alone, and this chapter does not last forever. If this conversation resonated with you, feel free to share some of your thoughts, your experiences in the comments. And if there's a topic that you'd like Caribbean Unspoken to explore next, I'd love to hear it. This is a community and your voice matters here. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss a new conversation.